There is so much going on in the world right now, from the pandemic to the protests with Black Lives Matter. It's like the world is forcing us to look at what we normally are too busy to see. I know you are working hard to keep you and your loved ones safe. I hope you're starting hard conversations, keeping people accountable, and I know if you are, you're exhausted. It is part of our job as creatives to be grounded, right? That's how we create, from a space of center. And I love a good recharging and recentering. And honestly, my favorite time to do it is on Sundays, but it doesn't have to be a Sunday. All you need is 15 minutes and the will to sit with yourself. I have 3 journal prompts that I want to share with you. You can use that pause button and write along with me, or we can just talk about it and I can share what came up for me. What have you had enough of? I set my timer for 5 minutes, wrote the question big at the top of my page, and just went in. Now, I suggest taking 6 deep breaths before you start writing. You know, it kind of tells your body, hey, we're safe, we can relax. I love to start journaling with a list. It's less stressful and it's kind of a warm-up to writing. I think this is the part of writing that a lot of people don't like. I like to start with it. I don't like to end with it. It's like a dumping, right? And you just let everything out. What happens is the page ends up looking very negative and heavy, but the reality is it's not in me anymore. And feelings, no matter how ugly or beautiful they need to be felt, they deserve to be felt. I've had enough of a lot of pain, enough of hiding and pretending. And the joy of this whole situation is all of this is happening, all the Black Lives Matter movement surging is happening while we're at home. So the level of masking that I'm used to doing when this happens, because it happens often, there's often a Black body being killed on social media for our viewing. And when that happens, I'm usually masking myself and going out into the world and pretending like everything is okay, and then trying to do things to move the needle forward. But now there's not much masking that I need to do because I choose who I'm around and who I talk to. So on one end, I feel like I'm living in it more because I'm not needing to pretend for anybody else. But on the other end, I don't know how I'm gonna go back to pretending. What do I miss and how can I honor that? We definitely have enough time to feel and see what's really important to us. How can we celebrate those people and things right now, even though we can't have them the way we want them? You know, give them their flowers now. This one was funny because I'm a big introvert, and so the pandemic has not hit me the way it's hit a lot of people. I don't miss a lot. I do miss events, and not because I miss big events, but I miss going to things because it was an excuse for me to hang out with people. I'm not someone who's really good at planning time with friends, and I'm actually doing better at that now since there's a pandemic happening. But events are usually the way that I get an excuse to see my friends, because if it's for career or for work, I'm usually gonna go and I'm gonna interact and I'm gonna be there, and I can't say it's the same just for things for fun. So that allowed me to really see that I have to make time for the people around me in ways that don't serve my career, and that should be enough. So I also like events and like going to things with friends because it gives me something to do. I am not someone who can go to a bar and hang out and just chill. I feel like I need to be doing something. And so I had the idea of putting together little activities that I can do with my friends and asking them if they want to join me doing those activities, like painting. If you're my friend and you want to paint with me, let's do it. We can do it over Zoom. I wrote a note here to make a list of all of the people that I need to honor, all of the people that I need to reach out to and just say thank you, because it's a lot of people in my world that make it special.
Whew, I feel like I needed to be uplifted a bit after that last prompt. Our brain comes up with answers for any questions we ask. That's why we want to pose questions to ourselves that uplift us and not tear ourselves down. Instead of focusing on how much has to be done, let's focus on why this change can work and let the mind give proof and validate that.
We get so wrapped up in what's happening, what we're experiencing, and we forget where we came from. And this reminded me of the legacy that I come from and the strength that I own and the strength of the people around me and the people in my culture. And no matter what, truly, no matter what, we'll be fine. This isn't the first time that America's turned its back on us, and it is the first time we've been able to see everyone watching and acknowledging. So there's nowhere to go but up, right? I think how we live life is a choice. We can choose to go with whatever thoughts come into our head, or we can choose our thoughts, choose our experiences of the world, and that's what I'd rather do. And that's what I like about exercises like this. It gives me the language that I need to make it through the next week. One thing that came up for me was the fact that with the Black Lives Matter movement, if nothing happens, if we don't take a step forward, then the entire world is watching America make that decision. And if America's okay with making that decision, then we've just shown our teeth to a lot of people. And as Black America, we've known. But everybody else did not. And this is the moment to rectify and fix it, or continue to perpetuate these disgusting, racially charged behaviors, which no one should have to deal with. Okay, so I like to daydream in my journal while I write. Fear not, because we are exactly where we're supposed to be. It's like we're taking the first dose of medicine. I mean, in my wildest dreams, We get to call out all the injustices and all of the wrongdoings and fix them all. I would be okay with staying in quarantine for the rest of the year if when we finish this year, we have completely gutted and transformed our society, removed the toxicity. We're already kind of doing that. Our earth is better than it's been in a very long time. Pollution is down. We're spending time with family. We're getting back to the things that are important. Fear not, because we are exactly where we're supposed to be. That was relaxing. I hope it was as calming for you as it was for me. Let me leave you with this. The world is a hot mess right now. I don't know if I'm supposed to not use that anymore, but there's so much good in you, and there's so much good in other people, and that is what's really important. There will always be duality. There will always be people who cannot agree with you on the most basic of concepts. You have to protect your peace and your joy, especially for people of color, because when all the attention is gone and everyone has felt like they've done enough, you will be left with your peace and your joy, or lack thereof. So protect it. This was a different kind of video for me. It was definitely a love video, labor of love, project love for you from my heart. But let me know what you think. And I'm excited to see you again, and I hope our world gets back to normal as soon as possible. And as always, I'm wishing you love, light, and all that jazz.